Welcome to Bloody Buttered, where the horrors never die. I'm here with a movie review called Sneak Week. It's basically on Netflix. It was made in 2016. It is supposed to be a horror comedy. It is, and it's about six friends spend holiday on them spring break situations here. But the secret of past will soon catch up to them. It is when there's a serial killer after them. Now, I went in to see this movie. It's on Netflix, so if you want to watch it, you can, but I wasn't laughing at any the comedy. I didn't really see any comedy. The only people I would think they would see. I can't even speak right because I don't even know what I've just seen. The only people who would find this funny is just the childish people to me, because there was a lot of scenes of drinking, nightclubbing. They didn't really make sense in one way, but SneekWeek is a thing apparently, that they go on a vacation drunk and that sexual stuff. There was some sexual scenes in that, but as well. What did I think of the movie itself? I don't know. It was a Dutch movie as well. It was basically released 2016. Now, there was somebody called Boris, and he was pissing on my nerves so much. I don't know what to feel about this. I really don't know what to feel about this. So I'll start from scratch, shall I? So right from the start, about 50 seconds in, there's this hot tub, but these guys are in this hot tub and they're naked, right? And they pouring ice, legit buckets of ice in this tub for their, let's just say, weenies to shrink to I can't believe I said this, and then they stand up around in a circle in the tub and they go around and the girls judge how big they are when it's... Do you want me to finish that sentence? So this is going on 2 minutes straight into the movie. I'm not kidding. And I just cringe like shit. It's so bad. It was so... To me, that was so bad. But that wasn't the point. It's what happens. There's two guys in the hot tub, the ice tub, should we say. And one of them just has some beef with the other one because he was flirting with his girl, apparently. Which he wasn't. And he piles more ice in. And he just stops moving or anything like that. And he ends up being gone. They get him out and much. He's not breathing and everything. So decided to... It was like, I know what you did in last summer, but a worse version. Let's just put it that way. So these police and everything like is, and they take him away, and then it's 2 years later, it's Sneak Week, and they go away, they all together, and I'm not kidding, if I told you that 45 minutes is this, it just shows you them going on holiday, discoing, drinking in the nightclubs, no logical sense. And if I told you that there was, kills in this, And they still went nightclubbing as well, even though they saw. So you could tell, like, you didn't know whose side you were on in this movie, because you wanted the people who covered up that death to actually get punished, but at the same time, you wanted to know who the killer was. So it was like a whodunit, but at the same time, it was just a drag. It was an hour in, like 45 minutes, it was just a drag. Meryl, if I'm saying her name right, is basically the main, probably the actor in this, and she's seen the signs after 2 years, and they think she's not well and stuff like that. So it comes to a point, the kills. What's the kills like? To me, they just like half of them were just cut off. There was a one, spoiler alert, there was a one in plastic fucking foil in a bag. I couldn't even tell who that was. The one of them, what I felt sorry for, I think he was deaf. I don't know. I never really got down to that because the light, the flash and the disco was just horrible. So we get into like 35 minutes into this movie. 35 minutes left for this movie, sorry. And things are starting to get uncovered. It is. And the douchebag who was getting on my nerves is probably the worst character in this movie. He will get on your nerves so bad. He died by having his face in water. Not kidding. So it comes to a conclusion at the end, like Meryl is getting chased down by this killer. And who is the killer? Who's actually the killer behind this? You know? Now the policewoman is in the car. It is. It turns out it's a police officer. It turns out it's the actual police officer who was in the hot tub, the ice tub, should we say, at the time. And he knew about what went on. Now, to me, that's really random because right from the start, you barely see him. You barely see him, so I'm like, do I feel like... I thought it was the guy who actually basically, died, So, it comes to a conclusion, the woman in the policewoman, she goes back in and realizes the policewoman's in with him. So we have two killers. It is. So, what's her story? Turns out she's with the guy who actually died and she was pregnant at the time and then she lost the baby by stress and strain of the losing and blamed it on them. This was just out of control. Then he got stabbed. Cut no short here. Spoiler, I'm not even going to give you time on this. The house blows up by one flare, which doesn't make sense in some way. And then right at the end, I'm not kidding, this right at the end, she goes to see the mother of the guy who died at the start. And I'm not kidding, this is so fucking random. She opens her eyes, black eyes, and just jump scares, and that's the end of the movie. The only time there was black eyes when she was dreaming. I don't get it. I was kind of like, I don't get it. And I'm like, it was only the dreams, flashback dreams, like trauma, that they were like had black eyes. So I don't even know what even that meant. I really, it would make no sense. This movie itself, it was alright. I've seen better and I've seen worse. You know, it really cooks in the last 35 minutes at least. The kills were just bad to me. Like, you would think, like, it's hard to explain. You would feel like the kills in this movie, the plot in this movie, was a little bit like I Know What You Did Last Summer. But it was a worse version? Like, Nightmare. I Know What You Did Last Summer. The first one, I liked. I liked that one. Now, put that. You've seen that movie. If you've seen that movie, then you'll know. This was a lesser version to me. And there was too much disco. Now, I'm not old-fashioned and old, but you know, there's a certain extent, if there's been fucking murders, like so, you don't go out partying and like that. I'm like, that's just stupid. I think people with no brain cells would actually laugh at this, because I've seen horror comedies and I've actually chuckled. If you're looking for bloody, like, serial killer stuff, this isn't for you. It shows you the deaths, the kills, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I have so many mixed emotions with this, and the killers itself, I kind of get it, but I don't get about the male cop. The male cop itself, because you barely see him at the start with all the guys. Like, you would think it was someone else. But how he goes, he gets stabbed by this other woman itself, Lisa. It's Lisa. Her name's Lisa. Twice. And he's still alive. I'm like, this doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden she tosses this flare into this house, and it just blows up. And then it takes you to like a certain asylum ward or something like that, and the mother of the child, again, is outside, and it's just so confusing, this part. She discusses and tells them that what happened 2 years ago, and she has black eyes and does a jump scare. And I might be just looking too much into this, but this movie it went from a kind of confusing. So, what's the rating I'm going to give this movie? I gotta give it a 4. It was too much. The music was blasting, and I wanted to know the characters more. Like, I get it with SneekWeek. I get it. It's called that. But there's a certain extent. Do you know what I mean? You would think the characters would be more, focused. Now, what do you guys think? You can tell by the voice, like, I'm so confused myself. So, what do you guys think? Have you seen this movie on Netflix? It's called SneekWeek as well. If you want to watch it, let me know what you think of it. I think I've seen better. And it's a shame because I think it could have been better by the way things were planted. So thanks so much for watching. And I'll see you all in the next movie.